For my second example, I don't have another strategy. The only way I can solve this is using inverse operations in the reverse of the order that the operations occur in the original equation. I'm going to use my flowchart to trace through what's happening to x, but you don't have to. All right, so in my original equation, I have x. First thing I do to x is I multiply it by 2. The next thing I do is I subtract 6. So this is according to my normal order of operations, performing what's happening in the top of my fraction bar first. So x times 2 minus 6. I then divide that by 3, and finally I add 1. So I suggest that at least mentally you trace that through. I have x, I multiply x by 2, I subtract 6, I divide by 3, and then I add 1. So when I'm solving, I perform my inverse operations in the reverse order. First, I undo the addition of 1, I subtract 1. Then I do the opposite of dividing by 3, I multiply by 3. Opposite of subtracting 6 is adding 6, and then the opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. All right, there is some help, and now I will go ahead and actually solve algebraically. First inverse operation is to subtract 1 from both sides of my equation. 2x minus 6 divided by 3 plus 1 minus 1 just leaves me with 2x minus 6 divided by 3. On the right-hand side, I have negative 7 minus 1, which is negative 8. Next inverse operation is the opposite of dividing by 3. I'm going to multiply both sides of my equation by 3. 2x minus 6 divided by 3 times 3 is just 2x minus 6. And then on the right-hand side, I have negative 8 times 3, negative 24. Two-step equation is left. Hopefully you don't even need to look at this flowchart. First, I'm going to add 6 to both sides of my equation. 2x minus 6 plus 6 is just 2x. And then negative 24 plus 6. Hopefully you are super confident with inverse operations at this point. And I have negative 18. All right, my last inverse operation is to divide both sides of my equation by 2. So 2x divided by 2 is just x. Sorry, I ran out of room. And my solution to this equation is negative 18 divided by 2, which is negative 9. I would for sure recommend plugging this negative 9 back into the equation to check that my solution is correct. Does 2 times negative 9 minus 6 divided by 3 plus 1 equal negative 7? I sure hope it does. So 2 times negative 9 is negative 18. Oh my gosh, my handwriting. Negative 18 minus 6 is negative 24. Does negative 24 divided by 3 plus 1 equal negative 7? Yay, I'm getting confident. So I have negative 8 plus 1. Does that equal negative 7? It does. The check has confirmed it. My solution to this equation is x equals negative 9.